Hi, it's Jane here. Just wanted to say a massive well done to everybody for getting on their mat every day in March in our challenge. I thought I would put together a special video for you. So this is my first ever yoga video for you to enjoy. It's working on every part of your body. So there's about 10 moves that we do. I'll walk you through them and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start down on the mat with the big toes together, just coming down to child's pose, taking your bottom to your heels. Just have your hands out ahead of you, pressing gently through the palms of the hands onto the mat, just lifting through the elbows and the forearms to feel the stretch down into the shoulders, all the way down into the lower back as you exhale, taking your bottom towards the heels. From here, just rise up gently to tabletop position, the knees underneath the hips and the hands underneath the chest. And as you inhale, lift through your head, tailbone and through the head, coming into cat-cow position as you exhale, rounding through the spine. So the inhale, just lifting through the head and the tailbone, and the exhale, rounding through the back. We'll do 5 of these at your own pace, and just feel the separation of the vertebrae as you gently move through the spine. As you finish these, just tuck your toes, inhale, rock forward, exhale, push back to downward facing dog, then stepping forward, coming to the front of your mat, and then inhale, drawing your hands all the way above your head, look up, and exhale back to Tadasana. We're coming to Tadasana with the big toes together, heels gently apart, lift through chest and roll shoulders back. And then as you inhale, take your hands up above your head, as you exhale, folding forwards. Bend knees if you need to. Inhale to flat back, hands to shins, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands down, stepping back for chaturanga. Drop your knees, drop your chest, and then pushing through as you inhale to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes and back up to downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths here. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Lifting through the tailbone. Feel the stretch down the back of the legs as you try and take your heels towards the floor. Doesn't matter if they're there, don't worry. From here, with the next inhalation, bend through the knees and step to the front of the mat, through to a flat back. Exhale to refold. And then inhale, draw your hands all the way to the sky, look up. Exhale back to Tadasana. Coming to Utkatasana next, bending the knees, sitting in the chair. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, look forwards. Exhale, stepping back. Keep the legs straight if you want to, or take the knees, chin, chest. Inhale through to cobra or up dog. Exhale, rounding back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot comes forward, arms lifting into warrior 1. Exhale, bring the hands back to the mat, step back, chaturanga. Inhale through to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhalation, left foot comes forward into warrior, hands rising, looking up. Exhale, hands coming down, left foot comes back, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. We'll hold here for 5 breaths. Take a bend of the knees, jump to the front of the mat or step. Inhale, flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bending your knees, coming into Utkatasana. And exhale all the way back to Tadasana. Standing nice and tall as you exhale, just take your right foot behind you, taking the arms out, and we're going to drop down into triangle pose. So reaching forward with the right hand, looking up towards the left, stacking the shoulders. Your right hand can either be down towards the floor or on the shin or on the knee. Doesn't matter where it is, just trying to push that right hip forward and the left hip back. Inhale, look to the toes, coming back up. Lengthen through the front side of the body by drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, pushing forwards towards that left foot, and then turning, looking up towards the right hand in the air as you stack the shoulders. Keeping both legs as straight as you can. If you need a bend, that's absolutely fine. Keep breathing. And then as you exhale, take a look to the toes, draw yourself up. Coming to the front of the mat. We come into a standing balance. So as you inhale, just bend through the right leg, taking the sole of the foot to the inside of the shin, or you can take it up to the thigh, depending where is good for you today. Just choose your variation. Take your hands up into the air once you've found your balance. Keep focusing on the point ahead of you. Keep breathing. Bringing the hands together. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Release out the hands, release out the foot. Inhale, step to tiptoes. And then as you inhale, we take our left foot, placing it on the shin or the thigh, depending on where you had it before. Once you've got your balance, you take the hands up into the air. Keep breathing. Next inhalation, bring the hands together. And as you exhale, bring them down in front of your heart center. Take a breath here, and then exhale to release out. Come back to the front of the mat, facing forwards. And I'm just going to turn just to help demonstrate. We're going to come into prayer squat. So you want to have your feet, if the heels are up, that's absolutely fine. If you can sink the heels down to the mat, then please do. Just take your hands together in prayer position, and then just use the hands to help open up through the hips by pressing on the inner thighs. You can try and walk yourself down with your shoulders coming level to the knees as you exhale. And get your focus point just ahead of your mat. From here we can come into an arm balance, so if you don't want to do this, please stay where you are, otherwise just placing your hands shoulder distance apart. As you inhale, rise through the bottom, and then exhale, the elbows down, and then as you inhale, just start to rock forward gently, lifting one set of toes off the ground, then the other. And then if you can, you've got your balance, keep looking ahead, you can bring both toes together as they come off of the ground, and rest here in your crow pose. And there, exhale the feet back down, coming back into chaturanga and to prayer pose. Then we're going to step back, just letting the knees come to the ground and the shins. As you inhale, coming up into camel pose. So take your hands, place them either on your sacrum, or you can start lowering them down to your thighs. Or to come into full camel, you can come back and hold on to your heels. So just choose what feels good for your lower back seat today. Just pressing forward with your hips, creating that back bend. And whenever you're ready, just inhale to come up. And then just come back to child's pose for a breath. Inhale back to tabletop, rock yourself over to come onto your bottom. Outstretch the legs and then take a bend of the knees, placing the soles of the feet to the floor. Take your right hand behind you to help you elongate through your spine. Bend through the left arm. Placing the left elbow on the outside of the right leg, and we'll inhale to rise and exhale to twist. Join your core, inhale to lengthen through the spine and exhale to twist. The next exhalation, release out, swapping the hands so the left one comes behind the spine and the right arm's bending, coming to rest on the outside of the left leg. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Then exhale to come back to front, cross your legs, rock yourself forward, coming back into downward facing dog. Take a bend of the right leg, draw it forward towards the right elbow, and then place the shin bone down on the floor so the heel is coming up, and then drop the left hip crease onto the heel and come forward into pigeon pose. Just coming down as low as you can. If you're on your elbows, that's absolutely fine. Just come down as low as the hips will allow you today. Take a little bit more weight into that right hip. And then with the next inhalation, just drawing yourself up, tucking the toes, rising up into down dog. Take a moment here. And then with the next inhalation, lifting through the left leg, bringing the knee to the left elbow and allowing the shin bone to come down to the floor. Heel up, dropping the right hip crease onto the heel and reclining down to pigeon pose. This is a great pose to release out the lower back. So we'll take a moment here. And with the next inhalation, we're rising. Exhale, tuck toes to release out. Back to downward facing dog. Stepping yourself forward, come back to your bottom, roll onto your back and pick your legs up in the air. If you've got a strap, you can just place this around the balls of the feet. If you've got a wall, you could come and put your legs up against the wall. This is a relaxation pose, so a bend in the knee is absolutely fine here. We're just looking to help the toxins drain down to our thoracic duct and our chest at the end of our practice. So as you exhale, just start to let the knees bend a little bit more, coming all the way down until they meet the chest. And wrap your arms around the knees and just rock from side to side. Releasing the feet down to the floor, and allow the soles of the feet to come together and your knees to come away from one another in Baddha Konasana. Take your hands to your stomach, just below your navel. We'll come into abdominal breathing. So with the inhalation, allow expansion through the stomach. And as you exhale, just draw the navel towards the spine. So inhale, creating expansion. And exhale to draw the navel to the spine. Take your hands to your thighs, and as you inhale, bring the knees towards one another. And then allow the legs to become long along the mat. Take your hands a couple of inches away from your body, the palms face up to the sky, feet about hips distance apart. And we're going to come into our final pose, Savasana. Just make sure you're comfortable in your shoulders and your hips. As you've found a comfortable position, gently close your eyes and come back to your breath. We're going to focus on the exhalation breath, counting to the number 5. So take an inhalation. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, and just keep counting mentally to yourself to the exhalation of 5. Gently move through your fingers and your toes. Bring your arm above you. When you're ready, as you exhale, roll to your right side. With the next inhalation, just coming up to a seated position, taking Chin Mudra where the index finger and the thumb gently meet in a circle of energy, resting them on your knees, palms up or down. The next inhalation, take your hands together at your heart center, pressing the knuckles gently into your sternum or your heart center. As you inhale, lifting through your chest. And as you exhale, just bowing your head and saying Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll make another video soon.